Hello, I welcome you to my channel. In this video, I will discuss what is Juneteenth Day. I will also talk about George Floyd's death and renewed enthusiasm in Juneteenth Day. Why is it celebrated? Was Civil War about union or abolishing slavery? Alternative perspective on ending slavery. Declaring Juneteenth Day as holiday in America. Replacing Columbus Day with Juneteenth Day. So these are the issues that I will focus in this video. I would start with a statement by Governor of Minnesota. This year's Juneteenth celebration is of significance as we recognize the 100th commemoration of the lynching of Elias Clayton, Elmer Jackson, and Isaac Magee on June 15, 1920 in the Dulwich, and coincides with the killing of George Floyd, an unarmed black man, on May 25, 2020, which sparked protests against police brutality and racism around the world. Juneteenth is the celebration that commemorates the end of slavery in the United States. The word Juneteenth comes from a colloquial pronunciation of June 19th, which is the date celebrations commemorate. Juneteenth, also known as Freedom Day, Jubilee Day, and Celebration Day, commemorates this moment and has evolved into a celebration of African American history, heritage, and culture, heralded as America's second Independence Day. In 1863, President Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation, officially freeing slaves. However, word of the proclamation did not reach many parts of the country right away, and instead the news spread slowly from state to state. The slow spread of this important news was in part because the American Civil War had not yet ended. However, in 1865, the Civil War ended and Union Army soldiers began spreading the news of the war's end and Lincoln's Emancipation Proclamation. On June 19, 1865, Major General Gordon announced proclamation in Texas. The people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the President of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves, and the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between employer and free laborer. With this announcement, the last 250,000 slaves in the United States were effectively freed. Afterward, many of the former slaves left Texas. As they moved to other states to find family members and start new lives, they carried the news of the June 19th event with them. The Emancipation Proclamation itself, ending slavery in the Confederacy, at least on paper, had taken effect 2.5 years before, and in the interim, close to 200,000 black men had enlisted in the fight. Juneteenth celebrations began declining in 1920s and 30s, in part because of severe economic difficulties, especially the Great Depression. However, events during the 50s and 60s, including the civil rights movement, led to a resurgence in Juneteenth celebrations. As national attention focused on improving rights for African Americans, the interest in remembering and celebrating important African American events increased. In 1968, Reverend Ralph Abernathy led the Poor People's March to Washington, D.C. This event called for people of all races, creeds, and economic levels to meet and show support for the poor. Many of those who attended returned home and revived Juneteenth celebrations as a way of educating and empowering their communities. In fact, two of the largest Juneteenth celebrations taking place today were founded after this march and take place yearly in two cities in the states of Minnesota, Milwaukee, and Minneapolis, cities that had not previously held Juneteenth celebrations. Replacing Columbus Day. Now, this is very important. The Franklin County Board of Commissioners announced this Friday Juneteenth will be an official paid county holiday for employees, replacing Columbus Day. So this is the debate that has been going on in America, especially after George Floyd's murder, that they should replace Columbus Day with a Juneteenth day. Thank you.